Hey,
Hey guys.
we're back again,
Again.
but it's just us two this time.
Just
It's okay.
us. The bar preppers.
The bar. I like that. That's what I'm gonna call this episode. The bar preppers. Just the
Casey
bar.
is enjoying herself at a wedding
So you have to babysit
while,
the kid.
yes, I've got my nephew here.
Ah, look at him. He is
Yes.
quite rambunctious, but he is an angel right in that little face. How could you not love?
Although I will say he bit me today and it was my own fault. Like, don't get
Oh,
me wrong.
okay.
Like,
You're
we
like,
were playing with this rope actually, and
oh, okay.
we were playing.
Okay.
See, he wants to play now.
And
Come
he's
on,
like,
Pop.
no, that's
No,
fair.
no.
I
Later.
remember when I was in New York with you guys and I was playing with him. And it honestly, it's like when I mess with Kiwi, I understand it's my fault that she attacks me. Is it
Yeah.
hurtful? Yes, but I
Yes.
understand.
I'm like, are my fingers still like throbbing?
Robbing him.
Yes.
Am I still in massive amounts of pain? Yes, but I
Yes.
recognize, but
But
hey, we're all about accountability here.
exactly, it takes two to tango here.
Exactly. Okay. Well, should we jump right into our warm and fuzzies and cold and pricklies?
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay, I'll want me to go. Can I go first?
Absolutely.
Okay, warm and fuzzy, and I think you'll really love this. And I've been dying to tell you since I found out about it. So, Kevin got me a kitten, and I'm gonna show you a video later. She is, I don't know what kind she is, but she's like almost black, which is like an ode to Kiwi, and her name is either gonna be Twilight or Kyan or Kaya
Oh
or
my
Twilight.
God. I love
So
so much.
and she's a girl, and which is just perfection. So I
Just
was
absolute.
so he
Oh my
sent me
God.
he was like, do you because I obviously if anyone's I don't know if I've said this on the pod, but I've told Jenna I want a kid when I get back. And so we've been trying to figure it out. And so then he has a family member whose cat just had kittens. And he was like, do you want me to get you a kitten? And it was just like I was in the middle of bar prep and I was like, pause, don't need to be doing this right now. Let me get my kitten. And I was like, sure. And so he was like, I really like this one. And I was like, okay, he's gonna send a photo or a video. So he sends me a video, and they're all really, really cute. But there was one that was like pretty dark. It was much darker than her siblings. And I was like, I love that one. And so then he texted, he's like, I love the black one. That's in the back. I was like, me too. Perfect. He's
Oh
like,
my God.
when can I put her on hold? And I was like, now, do it. Do it. So probably Wednesday of next week, we're gonna get him. And then off the pod, I have a surprise to tell you about. That's not for you, it's for Kevin, but I don't want to say it on here because he could listen.
Oh, I can't wait to
But
hear
I'll tell
about
you.
it.
Okay, but so that was my the rest of the week has been garbage, but that was my that's been my good point, my warm fuzzy. So what's your warm fuzzy?
So mine, I've also been so excited to tell you. It's not nearly as cool as yours,
Okay,
but
but still.
so you know how I have my emotional support water bottle,
Yeah,
you know?
yeah,
Well, the top part was getting pretty banged up and kind of
yeah,
gross.
yeah.
And I was saying that to my mom, and she goes, "Oh, I have a new one in the cabinet." She goes, "When I got myself one, it came a 2-pack, so I got a new top to my water bottle."
See,
And
it's the small things. It's the small things that really keep you going. Cause like I get that. Like when I get that. That's amazing.
I was like jumping up and down. You would have thought that they would have got me like a new iPhone or something. Like I
Like
was
they got you a
so
call.
happy.
Like they got you a new car.
Yeah.
It's equivalent. Honestly, fair. I love that's very I mean, with all the crap that we have to deal with in
Yeah.
terms of bar prep, you gotta take your
It
small
was a
wins.
highlight.
The highlight. Well, let's get into the low lights then. Do you want to go first or do you want me to go first?
You go first.
Okay.
I have to figure
So
out which one we talk
no,
about.
literally. So yeah. So you were saying how awful your whole week has been. I second that entirely. I have not enjoyed bar prep at all. Like it has been off. I've literally been like, I want to quit. I don't want to do this anymore. Like I'm like, I can't do this. So the specific point was yesterday. And I thought it was going to be a good day because I was like, I'm going to go to the water park. I'll take a break in the middle of bar prep and I'll go to the water park. It'll be great. Well, so I go to the water park. I have a good time. I come back and I'm not even halfway done with bar prep. So I have to stay. I have to keep going until like 6 p.m. And my hard stop has been like 4 p.m. the whole time. But I had to stop at 6 p.m. And I literally sat on my bed and like almost cried. And then I went downstairs. My mom was like, "How are you doing?" And I was like, "Awful. I'm not. This is horrendous. I can't do this." But
Yeah.
yeah. So what about you?
Mine, so I've had a very rough week,
Yeah,
like
please. Hey,
very rough.
yeah.
So I'm just gonna pick another. It's a minor thing that just like
They
shouldn't upset me, but it's just like
it just
it's like
gets
that
in
little
there.
cherry on top of like my
Exactly.
giant pile of bad things for the week.
Yeah.
Um, I started my like old job back,
Right.
and the schedule comes out, and of course I put that I'm available on Sundays, and of course they scheduled me because I asked for as many hours as they give me, but
Yeah.
I'm going to a concert tomorrow night. So that's gonna be I'm gonna be out late, and I'm so excited for the concert. But
Right.
the little damper on it is that
Is
I'm gonna have to get up wicked early
to go to work.
to go to work.
That's is it the
Yeah.
concert you were talking you've told me about that you're going with Jenna and your whole family that you like got your family to buy tickets to and all?
Yes, we're going to see
Amazing.
Hardy. I am so excited.
Well, at least you have that. That'll be something to look forward to. Are you
Yes.
not doing any bar prep tomorrow or are you bar prepping?
I'm bar prepping. I've been a little slack this week. I like have like okay, guys. To this week,
N- No, no, no. Let's
I've had
dive deep.
a lot of stuff. I'm gonna lay it
Yeah.
on.
Okay. Say
There's
less.
just like
Get in
so
there.
much stuff going on with like
Yeah.
the fam and bar prep and like wedding stuff and
Yeah.
like I had a doctor's appointment, which like I'll tell Michael about
Yeah,
later because
yeah, yeah.
it guys first time I've been to the doctor's in like 4 years and oh my god,
But okay, yeah,
it was rough.
we
And
need to hear about it.
I
I
was
need to
telling
hear about it.
Michael that like I 4 out of the 5 days this week I cried most of the days because it was just one of those weeks.
No, and I think, yeah, it's horrible. It's just like awful and awful and awful. Like, and it even, it just, it, I don't, it's just horrible. Like, sometimes I will do the full thing of everything I have to do that day, even though I protest wanting to do any of it, but I'll do all of it. Then the next day I think, oh, it will have adjusted. Or sometimes for a while, not for a while, a couple of days, I was a day ahead and I was like, I could easily take two
Yeah.
days and be fine. No, it immediately like you figured it out.
So,
And yeah. And then today I had a graded torts essay.
ooh.
So
I'm
that's
like,
it.
so it's you're like must be way ahead because I'm like 2 essays behind you
Wait,
for
what?
graded essays.
Wait, how many grade essays have you done? I
One.
have done one. This is only my second.
Oh, your next one's torts. My next one's family law.
See, my first one was contract. I haven't learned family law yet. So my first one was contracts. And then my
Wild.
second, and so you want me to tell me what
Yeah, let's
so,
do it. Let's start the
I'll tell
bar
you.
prep.
So it went contracts. Also, remember that. So I don't know if I showed you, but the schedule for mine that I found that like they sent it to me like when my bar prep thing opened. Well, there's a little disclaimer at the bottom. I didn't read. I should have. That this is only like the lectures. It doesn't include the essays, the all the MBE questions. It doesn't include graded essays. It just includes the lectures on the topics to learn. And so I was like, oh my god, I could take weekends off. No, it doesn't include that. So I was like, fuck this. But so I've done contracts and then I did a performance test, like workshop. Then I did real property, professional responsibility, torts, remedies, and Civ Pro. I've done so much.
So, okay, I'm done contracts.
Okay.
I had a graded essay in contracts,
Okay.
and then I did family law,
Okay.
and then I did real property,
Okay.
and now I'm on torts.
And now you're on torts. Interesting.
It's I because like we're both using like the same program.
But I guess it's the
So
difference. I think it's the difference of state. Because
yeah,
that must be
'cause I'm the New
that
York one.
yeah, the New York one. So maybe it's just that. But I mean, so
No,
even though it's awful, it makes sense because like I'll go through a topic and then like the next topic will kind of talk about
yeah, it
like
like leads into it.
it flows well. So like
Yeah.
I understand their logic. And remedies, I thought was gonna because they're like, this is a big part of the California bar. It's literally just the things, all of the remedies they talk about in contracts and towards and real
Oh,
property. It's all of those things we've already talked about. It's just like a specific class that only talks about that. So I was
oh,
like, oh, that doesn't seem
yeah.
awful. It wasn't awful. So
So I wonder if we have like this because there's been like some lecture professors where I'm like, man, like this one, like my property one, I was like,
okay,
this guy's good.
who's
It
your
was
property one?
Professor Kramer.
I love him. He does professional responsibility too.
Uh,
He's the bomb.
He
He's the
was so
best.
good. The best.
Uh,
I'm like
Wait, yeah.
laughing, like such a good time.
He's a good time. He was the only one where I almost didn't want to be on double speed because I'm
Yeah.
double speed for most things because I want to bang it. But like he's the one where I was like, you know what, I could do it on normal speed. I'm okay. I
Yeah.
like this guy. So wait, who did you have for contract? We have to have the same contracts person. Who's your contracts?
Oh, what was her? What's yours person's look like?
What's my contract? Fuck me. I
I know
don't
I
know.
like can't remember. Like
I really not. Now that I asked you, I have no concept of who it is.
and I cannot recall my family law one either.
Oh, see, I don't know. Yeah, I don't know if I'm ever. I don't think I'm ever gonna do like family law like as its own thing, which is odd to me. I guess it's. I don't know where it's gonna be yet. It has to be somewhere. Maybe con law. I don't know. But my favorite professor has been property, who also teaches professional responsibility. So it'll be great when you get to that. Torts. Who is the torts person?
I don't care for her.
Oh, it's a
I can't
her.
it's a her. She's
What's her
got like gray
name?
hair that goes like here.
Oh, I think I know.
She like kind of she's really boring and she like kind of talks slow. I'm not enjoying her lecture and I really do like torts.
Yeah, no, see, that's
So
the thing. Torts has actually been the one thing so far. Property for a little bit wasn't awful. Like it actually wasn't the worst thing I've ever experienced in my. I was like, property's gonna like
so
beat this shit out of me.
it's so funny because for me, like when I took property in law school, there was like
Mm,
the beginning part that I like knew nothing.
yeah,
There was the middle part where I was like, oh, it's making sense. And
and
then
like
there was the end part that I didn't know
like
anything.
exactly,
And
like
as I'm like doing it,
yeah,
I was like, okay, yeah, I still know nothing about the first part.
yeah.
I'm very, very good at the middle part. I really
Wait,
down.
what is the middle? What do you what is the
So
middle
like
part?
the tenant, landlord,
Oh
or
yes, that stuff makes
that stuff
sense. That stuff
in
makes
there.
sense. In
Yeah.
there, no, see that one makes sense. I've gotten a little bit better about kind
Me
of the
too. The
estates,
estates, I've
but
gotten better with that too, but the
yeah,
mortgages.
no, that's the thing I can't get. And they ask all of the MBE like practice question quiz things that I get always are like 50%, 60% mortgage, and I go,
Do you know
I'm
why?
fucked. Why? Because it's
Our
that's what you're
professor told me. It's
okay.
because it's
We
because we're once like we show that we master the law, like
okay.
that topic, they
Yeah.
don't test us on it anymore. So if we continuously just get like mortgage questions, it's because we got everything else good, but we just suck at mortgages. And I'll like 90% of
Me.
my questions are mortgages.
Literally, I'm doing so poor. I don't care whoever hears this. I literally went on to Quizlet and found answers because I was not getting it. I was like, fuck this. I don't know the answer. I'm finding it somewhere else. And I
So
got a part of one of the questions. I got part of one of like sets. I got some of those questions. And then I felt guilty, so I stopped doing that. But like I was like literally like, I don't know what a fucking mortgage is. I can't do
it's
this.
awful.
It's the
So
worst.
another thing that Elbin was telling me about, which has helped me,
Okay.
is so you know how if are you doing your multiple choice in interactive mode or test mode?
So I was doing it because I was doing it as a part of directed study. I was doing it in the mode where like it immediately gives you an answer. And that is
Gotcha.
awful.
It's all that's what she took. I took so I
Yes.
went from getting literally like 17% correct because I had it in that mode to
Yeah.
switched it
Yeah.
and I was up to like 55. I like it wants
Amazing.
me at 55. I'm at 55 and I was like,
Amazing.
wow.
Amazing. Okay, question. Do you ever look at your lecture handout book? Do you use the like physical lecture handout book?
When? I do
No,
it
do
when I
you
do
I
my
mean
writings.
no no do you I mean but do you write in it like because there's the online version that you can like download and type in or do you like write in it when you're watching the
So
videos?
I started like the first one writing it in it,
Okay.
but then once I like realized I could do it on my computer, I just
Uh-huh.
watched the lecture and filled it out on my computer.
See, that is I yeah. See, the thing is I so I may try that, but I've been writing it in and I like that because it feels like, oh, I've completed a section in this book. I feel like
Yes.
I've done something. So I think I'm gonna keep doing it that way. But I did it first for a part of contracts because I didn't have the books yet because they were in my car being shipped. So I did it online and it was kind of helpful but like I like writing in the book because then it's
I
easier.
agree.
Although technically I could pull it up on my computer while I'm doing it, but it's easy to like have because when I'm doing the MBE for a couple for most of contracts and property, I wasn't looking in the lecture handout when I did my MBE like quiz it, like multiple choice quiz questions. But now I've like I'll keep it there, and if then it's like security blanket. I'm like I could look at that if I don't know, like if I need to flip to the right topic to figure out if I know if the question works.
Yeah.
But like it because it makes me feel more comforted. I do it during the essays though. Like
I do it during the essays too, but I figure like it's because they said that like they usually test the same types of questions.
right.
So it's just teaching us we're forcing ourselves to reread the law instead of just guessing it.
Yeah, and what I'll try to do is on a day where like I maybe it's a light feels like a lighter day. At the end of the day, once I've taken a break, I will kind of just like read through the lecture handout, like be like, oh, let me read through this to like familiarize myself, like and keep having it like be in my brain versus like instead of like worrying about needing to take a quiz or something, I just like will read it, which makes me feel better because I work better that way of like ingesting the information than like being
Yeah.
forced to ask me a question. Because eventually, like once I know the topics, then I could feel like I could take a multiple choice or an essay and be okay. But like I need to understand it better. I can't be just like you
No,
can't
I
just throw
agree.
questions at me. But what has been helpful is so I've on my torts essay, weirdly, I feel very confident about torts. I hated torts when we took
I also
torts.
that's so funny.
I hated torts because of her, because of our professor.
Yeah.
But like it was just because it never made sense. I could have easily tried harder, but I didn't. But so now, like it just clicks on my mind. But I think, and maybe you will get this too. After I took crim law, things for torts made more sense because I was like, oh, these are very distinctly different things now. Like, so it was easier to like be like, oh, that's definitely torts because this is like the criminal side of it, and that's what that would be. Well, this is tort. Like it made it simpler in my mind.
I
But I don't.
agree.
But it
It's just
helped.
like yeah.
But it's so that topic has been actually really I've actually understood that way better. Like I did it towards MBE multiple choice question thing today, and it actually didn't do poorly. I was like doing pretty well. I did look at the book a couple of times, but sometimes I look at the book and I go, I don't even know what could be the answer. I don't. This isn't helpful. Like I'm but sometimes it was literally just the logical answer. It wasn't such a complex thing. It just was like, well, that logically has to be the answer because
Yeah.
that just makes sense. Like that of
No,
course
I
that's what it
agree.
is. But
It's for
no.
some reason like my brain for property started doing that a little bit and it's like a
Yes.
that just makes
Yes.
sense. Like of course that's the answer. And I'm like
It
since
was
when does my brain do that?
exactly. No, I was like, feel crazy. I was like, I feel crazy because this makes sense. And
Yeah.
it shouldn't make
And
sense.
like my because my issue has been I've been like second guessing myself.
Yes.
And so like today I was like, no, whatever I think's the first answer, I'm gonna pick it. And I did so well. And I'm like, I actually know things. Like,
And that's what gets me about the multiple choice when you do it in the interactive mode, because like I will think it's an answer. I will second guess myself. I'll know it's the first answer I thought, but I'll go with the second one. I'm wrong. Then I read all the reasons why I'm wrong when I knew I was right. So then I stress myself out. Then I go into the next one having no confidence in myself. So
yep.
even though I'm like, I know it's that answer, but I don't have any confidence in myself. So I'm going to pick the wrong answer. So when I took a quiz out of like it just in test mode, I was so much more confident because I wasn't anxious about, oh, is it going to tell me I'm wrong? Oh, is it going to tell me I'm right? Like I was just like, I'm just
No.
going to take this quiz. I'm going to take this quiz and I'm going to do what I can. And I actually did pretty well. And I actually did much better without the stressing. So I'm really happy you feel the exact same way because I was like, I feel crazy. I feel
I was
crazy.
like I'm not a spiraler. Like
Yeah,
normally like I'm
yeah, no,
okay.
yeah,
But it
that,
like I was spiraling like
yes,
so bad because I'd be like, oh my God, I've gotten more wrong than I've gotten right. And like as soon as
yes,
if I like as soon as that happens, I'm
yeah.
done for. Like
Literally, I at one point was like 0 right, 10 wrong. And I was like, fuck me. I have to get like 20 more. I have to get 20 in a row
yeah,
correct.
right.
I
And then
can't
I
do
have to
this.
start I also have to do it where like I don't show myself what question I'm on
Yeah.
because
Oh, yeah.
otherwise I'm like, oh my God, I have this many left. Like I just want to be done.
Literally, I'm like, fuck me. I've only done 6 questions. There's 28 more.
It's like
Fuck
I feel
me.
like I've been here for an hour and I've only done three. Like
Literally. And then sometimes I then start to worry about the time because I'm like, okay, I know once I hit like 30 minutes, because it's like 60 minutes, I should be at like question 17. So I'm looking at the time and I'm doing the math. I'm like, wait, what I'm freaking out about the math. And I'm like, well, fuck me. Now I've definitely gone over time because, or like
exactly.
I've, wasted too much time worrying about doing the math, about figuring out
So
how much time
I
that.
wish that those questions were in a book.
I agree. That would actually make me, because there was a part of it, I think, depending on your program, maybe your state. I think it's your state because it was telling me if you complete something in the book, Jesus Christ.
All good here.
You're
The
good.
cat
Okay,
came
good.
out.
Okay,
All
you're
good.
safe. Thank
Just
goodness.
another bruise to add to my collection. Okay.
Like, oh my God. What thinking speaking of bruises, all I think about whenever I have a bruise and I'm like, what the hell is that? I think of that show we were watching where everyone was bruised. That's all I
I,
can think about.
I have been noticing that like
Yeah.
so consistently throughout so
Yes.
many different TV shows.
Yes. It's really bad. I'm like, fuck,
But
what are people
then,
getting?
so here's what I think.
Okay, tell me, tell me.
So I've been hanging out with Copper a lot,
Okay.
and I have
Good luck.
like I got a bruise here.
Yeah.
Like you can literally like I have like random bruises.
Yeah.
And I think people with dogs because they
It's
just
people
like
with dogs. Because they
people with
just are
dogs.
on you. They're all up in the
Yeah.
business. That's super fair. Hmm.
And like again, it's okay. I don't mind. Like
Yeah, I don't mind. You're just like, nah, maybe
right
I'll be
now
less. Yeah, that's fair.
he right now the cat is like freaking out
Yeah.
and Copper's just like laying on the ground like this. Like
Oh, what a cutie.
yeah.
Okay, speaking of TV, because we don't
Yes.
have Casey here, I feel like not that I don't
Yes,
I love
no.
that girl, but
Yeah,
I
'cause she's
okay.
not
Have you
yeah.
have you been watching Pretty Little Liars, like the new Pretty Little Liars? Are you up to date? Okay, so you
No.
need to get up to date because that shit is bonkers. It is
So do you want to know why I'm not up to date?
why you need the
No.
okay.
Because I started rewatching regular Pretty Little Liars,
Oh,
and I
fair.
just am like so obsessed that the little time that I get to watch TV, I'm like,
Yes.
I gotta watch Pretty Little Liars.
That's honestly so fair. No, I totally get that. Because that's my thing too. Because I'm either bar prepping or if I'm watching TV most of the time, it's with my parents because they want to spend time and they want to hang out. So I'm like,
Yep.
okay. But so then I don't get to watch what I want. So like today, my mom had doctor's appointments, so they were away, and I could watch TV that I wanted. And I was like,
Yeah.
I'm gonna watch Pretty Little Liars. But then I ran through that and I was like, I don't know what else to watch. But
Have
I
you
love to.
watched? Are you caught up on The Valley?
So I tried to watch it. I'm almost done. I'm not all the way caught up, but I've
Gotcha.
seen things. So, like if you'd like to talk about it, I've already like
I
know
watched
kind of
it
what's
yesterday, and I was like,
okay. So what are your thoughts? You can tell me things. It's fine.
I just like
I'm just annoyed with certain
why?
people.
Tell me why you're annoyed.
So
Because
I'm
like
annoyed with who's the pregnant one?
Janet,
Janet.
she's so messy. Like she's
And
gotta
like
stop.
because I'm on episode 9 and she like so it's Kristen had her party and it was like the interaction like one of what's the girl's name? What Janet's friends was at the party texting Janet about what was going on. And she's like, oh, I didn't try to like send a spy. Like, I just, I asked what was going on. Like, and he was telling me, no, you sent a spy to see what was going on because you were uninvited and you were being a petty bitch, which I get being a petty bitch. But she started the initiation of not of like purposefully not letting Kristen like icing her out and trying
So
to for the first event.
you
One of the
haven't
events.
seen the baby moon yet, then have you?
No, I'm on the episode where they're like gonna go on the baby.
Oh, yeah, it gets wild.
It gets wild. See, I heard it got wild on the show. I just like didn't. I like so that I was like fine because like my mom doesn't really like it, so I was like I'll watch it by myself. But like it's just
Yeah.
really frustrating to me because I'm like I don't like when people are being annoying unnecessary. Like I'm like you're being annoying unnecessarily. Like
Yeah.
but I will
just
watch
like
it.
and it's one of those things because like because I was rewatching or not rewatching, but I like kind of sort of, I guess, Vanderpump Rules. I
Okay,
was
yeah,
watching.
love.
And there's just like I don't know, like certain people that I'm just like I can't watch this show because there's something about you that just like
Yes,
I cannot stand you.
that is
And so
that.
like I had
Yeah.
to stop watching it again.
Yeah. See, I feel that on a spiritual. There are some shows where I'm like, I don't like just you, and I can't watch the show. Like I think it was Selling the OC. I watched weirdly. My mom and I watched Selling the OC backwards. Like we watched season 3, then we went back and watched season 2, almost all of season 2, and that show is bonkers. Like it is.
Huh.
I thought season 3 was wild. Season 2 is actually pretty crazy. It's a good time. 12 out of 10 recommend everyone to watch that. I will say
Yeah.
start with season 3 and then go backwards. Don't start the first season because that's hard to watch. It is
The first
unbearable.
seasons are usually just like because there's so much setup that they have to do.
Because they have to introduce you to people and we have to
you have to like establish relationships.
we have to, exactly. Especially like on shows that like we don't know you and they don't fully know each other, like then everyone
Yeah.
has to be established and it's like I don't
Too
care.
much. Way too much.
Get me to season 3 and then maybe I'll watch season 1. But like give
You
me to
like put
season.
all that stuff. I want it just like in one like quick episode right at the beginning. Like first episode, you run through all the stuff, give
Right.
me the highlights, and
And then poof, move
poof,
me
we're
on
back.
to poof onto the good like juicy stuff. Because like once like OC like hits its part, like once it like gets the momentum, it's really good. Like they'll have moments where they're talking shit, and I'm like, do it, yes. And then they'll fight in the office. I'm like, yeah, go do it. And then they'll have like this couple who I don't like at all has to have a dinner and talk about how and like they're just annoying as hell. I'm like, I don't care. See these scenes, cut them out. I don't
Yeah.
need them. I just need fights. I don't need
I
the
need to be entertained.
I need to be entertained and you talking to your wife, but the same topic we've now been watching for like 4 episodes. I don't care. I
Yeah.
genuinely don't have a care in the world. Like, there's this one guy. It's the one guy you thought was hot from Selling the OC, the blonde. I think he's
Yes.
blonde. The one. So him and his wife. I feel like they just don't like each other, or she definitely doesn't like him. And I feel like, wants to get out of the marriage because like he got the opportunity, and he has 2 young like twin daughters, and he's like, I think I'm gonna take the opportunity to go like work in Mexico. I don't remember Cabo. And I was like, you have 2 young daughters, and like we see
Yeah.
how horrendous they are. Your wife has to take care of them all the time, and you don't want to take care of them, and yet you're gonna go take week-long trips or more longer down in Cabo to sell fancy real estate. Like that's
That's
not
just
gonna
a shitty
fix any different.
person.
Exactly, you're just an asshole. Like that's like, and she like gets really annoyed with him. And at first I was like, oh, why does she get so annoyed with him? Like I think she's being too tough. No, she's so valid. He is an asshole, and he's really, really annoying. And I hope he listens to this. He won't, but that's okay. I think his name is. I want to call him Hunter, but that's not right. He
He
looks like
looks
a
like
hunter.
a hunter.
He looks like a hunter, right? Thank
He
you.
looks like a hunter.
Thank
Yeah.
you. He looks like a hunter. And then that on that show, we can talk about something. But my last point about that show, Alex Hall, if you look up the definition of gaslighter, that's her. She is the biggest gaslighter in the earth. And I thought people that we used to associate ourselves with were.
Yeah.
No, she's the worst. She will literally, so for context, she went on a podcast. She could come onto ours if she wanted. No, I'm just kidding. She went on a podcast. She went onto a podcast and literally called the person an insane person. She needs to be medicated. She needs like mental health. She's
Oh God.
horrible. She's crazy as crazy can be. And she talked for a long time, about like an hour, about how one of the other agents was crazy. She named her in the podcast. Then the podcast drops a teaser like months later, and like, no, you don't know who they're talking about, but she's saying like she's saying some, you like, the teaser said some of the things. So all the cast is hearing this and being like, oh my God, like who is she
Yeah.
talking about? And one of the people was like, it's definitely me. And it was the one who was actually being talked about. And they're like, why did you say that about a person? And is it about Kayla? She's like, oh no, it's definitely not about Kayla. I don't know who I was. It was definitely not Kayla. But like, don't worry, it's not about any of you. So then the episode finally drops for the podcast, and Jesus, my light turned off. Apologies. And she like, it's revealed that it's the girl that she claimed it wasn't about at all. And then they have a conversation to be like, so why did you lie? She goes, I didn't lie. I
Oh,
didn't lie. I don't know what you're talking about. I didn't lie. I blah, blah, blah. And I was like, I just watched the episode 13 seconds ago. You're a liar. What the fuck is going on here? Like, I was like, I feel crazy, but that
no,
show's wild.
yeah.
But I recommend watching that when you have time. But I also like totally get watching, like rewatching Pretty Little Liars, because after finishing, because I just watched the most recent episode of the new Pretty Little Liars, and I was like, now I want to watch my girls, because like in one of the episodes, you see their like case files from like when they went to therapy with this same like therapist, and I was like, those are my
Yeah.
girls. Those are my
Well,
girls.
that's what triggered it. Like, because we watched the first episodes of the new one,
Yeah,
and I was like, I have like an itch that I need to scratch now. Like, I
yeah,
need to watch our girls.
yes,
And it's so like comforting. And it's so like,
yes,
it's been a weird thing, I will say.
yes,
So
yeah.
since I moved back with my parents,
Mhm.
I'm living in like what I'm living in a different, like I have a different bedroom. It's in a different place in the house.
Okay.
And where I'm at now is where our playroom used to be when we were younger.
Yeah.
And that was where I watched Pretty Little Liars the first time around, like when it
Oh,
was aired like once a
yeah.
week.
Oh, amazing.
So like I get like weird like deja vu moments when I like realize I'm like, like this moment has happened before, like in this room.
I've experienced this experience before. That's
Yeah.
crazy. Oh my
Yeah.
God. I love that though.
Oh, I gotta pause. I'll be right back. The dog's
Okay.
got a pen. I don't know where he got it from, but
Okay. I'll
gotta get
pause.
that.
And we're back.
Yeah. So
Okay.
we were just on break. We talked about something, and now I'm going to tell you about it. So I rearranged my bedroom a little bit
Oh,
yesterday
yes. Okay.
because Kiwi wasn't sleeping in her bed,
Oh, okay.
and it's been bothering me because,
Yeah,
like,
fair.
she's sleeping in it all the time. Like, what is happening?
Yeah, like what's
So
changed?
I rearranged it, and today she was on it almost all day.
Ah, what do you think?
So
Where was it? Because I had
So it,
visualized
it
your
went
room. So
from
where?
like one corner of my room,
Okay.
like on it between there's like a little alcove.
Okay.
So I had it there because it was out of
Okay.
the way. But I
Mhm.
moved that chest that
Okay.
was in front of the big window behind over
Okay.
by my bed
Okay.
and put her in front of the window.
I see. Okay. Okay. And she likes that. Oh, well, that's
Yeah, and like
good.
the sun like glows on her just like the little angel that she is.
Ah, she's like, this is what I needed, Mom. I needed to be the angel that I am.
Yep.
Ah, so cute. I miss
She's so
Kiwi.
spoiled. She is
She is.
something else.
She's the best. But hey,
Literally
yeah,
every other day she's in my room yelling at me because she needs to be brushed.
she's like, Mama, I need to be
Yeah,
brushed. How dare you?
exactly. Yeah.
Cats really do feel like that. I love that though. She is nothing if not herself. And I love that for Kiwi.
Exactly.
She knows what she wants.
She does. And she gets it.
And she gets it, especially from her mama. And I love
Yeah.
that.
And my parents are no help.
They don't. That's
They
fair.
cater. No, well, no, they cater
They
to
cater
her.
to they oh, oh interesting, how the
Oh
tables
yeah. Right?
so how do they cater to her? Did they give her like lots of treats or something? Or like what
Oh
did they do?
yeah.
Okay, so
Yep. And
so
they like really try to be like, come on, like the soft food will be good for you. So they'll like give her a small bit of soft food and they'll pile treats on it. And I'm like, she's not gonna eat it. And she doesn't ever
yeah,
eat it.
ever. So
But they keep
so
trying, and I'm like, you keep up the effort.
you give
We
up the
love
effort. I
it.
love that. We love that for you. I do find it funny though, because for people that don't know, her at least distinctly I remember her dad, probably her mom too a little bit. They basically fat shamed Kiwi when I was
Oh
there.
yeah.
Like that, and so like now to be like, I love that though. Huh?
Oh yeah.
Kiwi
Well, they still
Kiwi has
tell
a
her like
magical effect. Do
she
they
really
still call her?
does.
Well, that's fair. So they even it out. They are
But they
still
now they just call her big girl.
they grow oh instead of like fat bitch.
Yeah,
Ah,
yeah.
okay. She's just
Because
big
she
mama.
doesn't growl at them anymore, so you know.
Tensions have softened, and
Exactly.
that's fair. Well, that's good. She's
Yeah.
adjusted. So when you said when you turn on your TV, you get fishes, and she likes
Yeah.
that. Is that what you do? Okay. So I didn't know that like Roku TVs did that or whatever.
Me neither.
I didn't know they did. So, but my TV, this is like my old TV that I used to have like, I think like the end of high school, like so it's like relatively old. And so like I finally connected Roku to it because I had like one of those, I couldn't even say the fucking word, like a Roku box.
Rocco.
I connected like the Roku box to it. So now it has Roku on it. But like when I first turned on, it turns suspicious. I was like, oh, that's what Jenna talks about. And if I was a cat, even as a human, especially as a cat, though, I'd fuck hard with that. I'd
It
go,
is
this is
so
a good,
relaxing. I bar
yeah.
prep with that on, and I just like sometimes I'm just like, huh, like to be a fish. And
Literally to
like
be any kind of animal would be
I've
just
had a
enough.
Roku TV like all throughout college.
Yeah.
And never noticed it.
Never did
I
that.
move home and it's my brother's old TV that because I like moved into his old bedroom
Yeah.
and it had it and I was like, I don't know where this came from, but I'm obsessed.
You're like, I fuck hard with whatever this is. No,
And
I
it's
honestly I
so
would love
funny.
that.
So the last week I went to my grandpa's house because I haven't seen him in a while.
Hmm.
And one of the first things he had to show my mom was the fact that he could do fish on his TV. And I was like, oh my God, like
This
that's
is
so crazy.
this is just a thing for the masses. We just fuck hard with
Yeah.
fish on TV, which honestly I think it's because it looks real. I turned on, I was like, what is this? A TV show from like what is this like a live cam
Yeah.
of like the fishes at like at a
I
zoo or
sleep with
something?
it on.
It's honestly very like if it had like nice like relaxing like some kind of classical music or something with it, I would
Yes.
totally. I can't really turn it so that I can see it when I bar prep, but if I could, would do it. I might like if I could get it on my phone, that'd be amazing.
Well, it's
Like just
like because you know how I would tell you about how I'm like a loser, and I would like turn on like a fire burning, like a
Yes, no, I
fireplace
see,
like on my
that's cool
TV,
though. Yeah.
and it's basically like that,
It's
but
really
fish.
cool. But fish, honestly, it's really fucking cool. Like again, like it's the small things that I really, really appreciate. And it's
Exactly.
the
Like,
small little fish. Like there's like so little that is like so lovely that like there has to be something. And that's
isn't that
it.
crazy? I'm so
It's
just so glad that we're both on the same level though, where it's just
like
like we both can
exact
just so much appreciate the tiniest things.
And the thing is, I've been looking forward to today so much because I'm like, I get to like talk to Jenna and just get to like air all of the grievances I have, and she will do the same. We get to like talk about random
Yeah.
BS that just no one gets. Like just no
Yeah,
one
that's
gets.
no one gets it
Like
at
literally
all.
and I don't know. And like even like bar prep you get and no one else gets. Like
Moving
you
back home with your parents.
moving back home you get with your like you just get it. Or even just like our banter that we've had, like we have been having
It's
for
been rough
forever.
without you.
I know. I feel the exact same because like it's hard because love my parents, love them
Me
to death,
too. Oh
and
yeah.
like, but it's like I have like I need other interaction. But the problem, and I recognize it's really my own issue, is I'm not willing to go make new friends. I'm
So
not willing to go out in public and be like, "Oh, would you like to be
our
my friend?"
professor asked me about that.
She did. Oh
So are you like getting out, like seeing friends? And I was like,
no.
well, I only have one friend and he's kind of across the country, so
so,
no.
so no.
I was like,
So
sorry to disappoint you, but no.
sorry, so I love our professor, and she like had to reschedule our meeting, and then I rescheduled our meeting, so we're just gonna meet next week. Our normal day, we just didn't meet this week. But the week prior, she missed our meeting. And I was like, I was sitting at the Zoom and I sat there for 10 minutes. And I was like, she's not coming. And I was gonna text her, but I was like, I honestly don't want to have this meeting because I
Yeah.
feel awful about par prep and I would love I like I was like I want to complain, but I don't know if I fully want to complain to her
Like
about
I'm
it.
not there yet.
I'm
Yeah.
not there yet, and I don't know. Like the way I want to complain is how we're doing it now, and I don't think she would really. I don't. She may get it, but like I don't know.
So I'm gonna throw this out there for you. So because
Yeah.
I
Okay.
missed so like that's funny that she just like hold up, rewind.
Rewind.
Um,
Go back.
did she end up showing up at all? Just curious.
No, she never showed up, and she never texted me. She never was
Oh,
like, "Hey,
that's
did you not come?
crazy.
Did you not come to our meeting?" Like, oh, or oh, I missed our meeting. Sorry. She never
That's
even
so unlike
acknowledged.
her.
No, I was like, "What's going on?"
Well,
Because I sat
so
there for
like that
10 minutes.
same week,
Yeah.
I had to cancel my meeting because I had to take my grandma's surgery.
Right.
And I had emailed her
Yeah.
and she had been on for my meeting and thought that I had missed it.
Oh.
And
Oh.
like then emailed me and was like, missed you today, like hope everything's okay, like please like
Yeah.
respond so I know you're good. And I was like, oh my
Oh
god,
wow.
like I did email you. Like I'm so sorry if you were like waiting for me.
See,
Like
so
so sorry.
she texted me to change our meeting time. So I was like, and I know she had said to text. So then that's how I'm gonna like communicate for because she was also explicit to me, and this is just to me in my text message. She's like, please just text me, don't email me. So I think
Yeah.
so if you're that's the only and that's the thing that she then recommended me. She's like, oh, if you're ever like gonna miss a meeting, you need to just text me, don't email me. Because
Yeah.
I don't and I was
So
like,
she also with me because she was like, we got very close this week.
oh, I
I
love that.
I
I love
cried
her.
majority of the meeting and I was just like, listen, I'm sorry, professor, but you said that we could do this. So I'm
Yeah,
going
so
to take
you're like,
advantage of that.
I'm taking advantage. You said I could cry in this meeting. I'm crying right the fuck now.
Yep. I said it's gonna happen. I said, you told us that we could just talk about anything. So I'm gonna talk about anything.
Yeah,
And I just like basically used it as a therapy session. And
yeah.
she was so phenomenal. She like
Oh,
literally, she's like, you could just like, I got a really small room in my house. You could just come live with me. Like, I'm serious. Like, it'd be free. Like, just come live with me for a little bit. And I
oh,
was like, so sweet.
that is really, really
Um,
sweet.
but she's like, text me anytime. She's like, seriously, just text me. And I was like,
yeah.
but that like it's weird though. Like, you're
No,
my
it is
professor.
like when I had to text her because then like to like cancel, I was like, oh God, like how do I address her? I can't say hey Laurel or hey Lori.
Yeah.
No, you're a grown up. I can't possibly refer to you. And you're my professor. I can't possibly refer to you though. So I was just like, hey professor, and I was like, she didn't say don't call her that, but I was like, I can't. I was if she was like, oh call me Lori, can't.
can't.
sorry. Like,
No,
can't
so
do
it's
it.
the same way. So like with the job I'm working right now,
Yeah.
my boss, she's like, here's my like cell number, just text me about the schedule and stuff. And I'm like, I feel like there's like a more formal way that I should be doing this. Like, I don't feel
Because
comfortable. Like,
yes.
should I just like call the store if I'm not
Yeah.
coming in? Like, isn't that what I'm supposed to do? Like,
Isn't that the more professional way of, behaving in this situation? Is there a more like, as a professional, it's a doctor.
yeah, exactly. I'm like, I need your email. Like,
I
that's what
need
I'm supposed to be doing.
email, maybe LinkedIn. I can't text you though. No, I
Yeah,
was
like,
because texting to me is very intimate.
yes.
I
And so,
it,
like, in having like their name in like my like recent text, like
yeah, that's
our
weird.
professor, it says Professor,
Yeah,
her
mine
name.
says
Like,
yeah, mine says Professor Alvin. Is
yeah,
like, and she's like one of my top three text messages because it's you. Well, because I have my pinned, so there's the
yeah,
pinned which you were in, but then like anyone who's not pinned, number one, because I text no one else but her.
yeah, same.
But like, no, I do love her. But I was like, so when she texted and wanted to change it, I was like, oh, that's fine. I just, I'm bar
I
prep
will
is
say,
just,
feel free to like,
yeah,
she's a safe space.
yeah. So I think
I
I'm
can
definitely
vouch
gonna,
on that.
yeah, I'm gonna definitely meet with her next week, and it's gonna be like, I fucking hate this. So like,
She told
please,
me, she goes, it's worse than you ever thought, huh? And I said, yeah,
yes,
yeah.
it's so like, and it's like, and it's so draining. Like it is, like I literally have to do like, because I don't know how many like how many chapters there are sometimes, but like for the lecture videos, I have to do two and take a break. I have to do two and take a break. Like I can't, like I would love to bang through them like no breaks, but I can't. Like I literally, like I can't do it. And
I
it's
have
just the
started
worst.
having to do like, I do an assignment,
Hmm.
I have to take a break.
Yes.
Do an assignment, take a break, because like I was trying to just, because I was like going to the library and
Yeah.
stuff to try to like do it.
Yeah.
And I cannot sit there like that long, that focused. Especially because
No.
like it was one thing when we used to like study together
Yeah.
and like be long periods of time like that, because we could take breaks and talk to each other, but like
Right. Like,
just
yeah.
sitting there by yourself
Yourself.
in a room, like I start to feel like I'm going crazy and I'm in a psych ward and the walls are actually padded and I'm in a straight jacket. Like that's where my brain starts going.
Literally, no, I feel the exact, like I feel crazy because like I stay in my room because I don't want to infect my feelings of bar prep like throughout my whole house. Like I want it to like be contained to a singular area, but it's awful. Like I literally, like I'm sitting here and I'm like, I can't do this. The only thing I will do is like I'll do an assignment, and if the next assignment is at like a mini, do you ever have those assessments that are like they do, it's like 10 to 15 of the questions they asked you when you
Yep.
watch the like videos? Like
Yeah.
when they do that,
AQs.
like AQs, when they do those, I will like do that right after because I'm like, I want to bang. If I do two things, I feel like I've really accomplished something, and those are usually not as awful. Like,
No,
so
I
I was like,
agree.
but like, yeah, I literally have to take a break. Like, I
And I look
can't.
so forward to when there's like that little task where it's just like the final review where all you have to do is mark is complete.
Oh, see what
Like,
I did, and I don't get those anymore, and I should have kept them around. Is like the final review of like the outline. I literally have already gone through all of those just to mark
oh.
them complete because it like zooms your amount of that you've completed,
Oh.
which is amazing. So you should do it, like literally
Catch
go
me
through
doing that today because I slacked a little.
literally like literally like I think because it was the second day I realized I could do that. And what, so like it tells you how many assignments you've done each day. And on the second day I did 27 assignments technically because I just banged through like looking at all the outlines so that it would like show that I had completed a lot, or like it felt like I had to do a lot less because it's
Yeah.
technically like always an assignment. So if you do it, then like it like clears a day. Like most days I have at least one thing already checked off technically because I did that, which is amazing. So I would
Yeah.
recommend doing that because it makes you feel a little bit better. It made me feel a little bit better. But then the problem is I never have any of those to like counter. So it's just
Count
like
on. Yeah.
it's like, and the problem that I was really stressing about, and eventually I just had to like be like, I can't do it this way anymore. Is it I would like be finishing a lecture of like torts, for example, and then it would start me on the first lecture of like, so I'd be doing a torts uh, essay, and then a torts MB, and then it'd be like, oh, now we're gonna do a Civ Pro, the first 13 chapters of Pro, and I'm like, fuck, I can't do that. Like I have to do like one
One thing
subject
at
a
a
day.
time.
I had to do one thing at a time, unless it was like professional responsibility. Then I was like, I can
Yeah.
like do that because I technically already watched those videos because I did the Themis like MPRE thing. But like
Yeah.
otherwise I can't do 2 a day. It stresses me out and I have to be like, nope. But have you looked at your course progress thing?
Oh,
That stresses
I watch that all the time.
okay, that really stresses me out. And I'm like, I like sometimes I want to look to like, ooh, but then sometimes I'm like, I haven't completed enough. I'm fucked.
No,
Like,
I use that because like it gives you the suggested pace, and I'm like, okay, listen, I just want to be done for the day. Like, how close am I to the suggested pace? Because maybe I'll just like we'll move this one to tomorrow. And
literally, like if I'm at like what I find very, very aggravating is like the lecture videos itself, even if it's like 13 chapters or something, only counts as 0.2% of my like progress for the day. And I'm like, that's fucked because it feels like
it
it's
takes
30.
so long.
It takes so long and it's so emotionally and like physically draining. It has to be worth more. It
Like
should
that should
be.
be like just going through a subject in all lectures should be one day.
Exactly.
Like
That's all I should have to do. I should not have to do anything else. Like that should be enough because it's
yeah,
fucking exhausting.
it's
Even when I'm
awful.
doing, it's the worst. So like I hate that. So like sometimes if I'm at like 0.9% and it's suggested as like 1.1, I go fuck that. I'm not doing it. Like I'm done for the day. Like
Yeah,
0.9% is close enough to 1% that like
I'm
it's fine.
good.
I'm good. I've accomplished something. And I instead of doing more to just do the completion, I'd rather do better and do less than do more and
Exactly.
be like, I've learned zero.
Exactly.
But in
Well,
conclusion,
I say
bar
in
prep
conclusion,
sucks.
bar prep sucks.
Sucks.
Thank you for listening to us complain for the last 45
This
minutes.
has been like days of building up wanting to. So thank you all, whoever listens to this. You're in
This
for
is
quite a
what it feels
treat.
like. This is what you have. Like if you're going to law school, this is what you have to look
Yeah,
forward
like if
to.
you're thinking about law school and you're like, you know what, I'm so excited, listen to our podcast and this one specifically and be like, do I really want to go through that at the end of
Like
because
just a
we had
heads up.
yeah, like we had 3 years of law school, which suck, which every single year there was something that made it awful and exhaustingly horrible. And then a week, not even a week, days after we graduate
Yeah.
from law school, supposed to have a fabulous time, we start bar prep, which sucks.
It's just like, yeah,
So
it's worse than school was.
literally because it never ends. Like at least school, there could
It
be a
is
point where it felt like it ended and it was like, okay, I've done my assignments for the day, or I'm
yeah,
perfectly be done, and maybe there's nothing more to do, or like maybe I don't have anything to do tomorrow. Especially 3L year, I became very much a slacker, so
me
there was not
too,
much of
which
homework
was
to do,
not good.
which is not good. So now it's like homework every
Every
single
I
day.
literally like go to bed and I'm like, oh my God, I have to do bar prep again
No,
tomorrow.
literally, I wake up and I'm like, fuck me. I literally have to go and look on my computer and see what I have to do for the day. And it's gonna make me mad and it's gonna make me sad and I'm gonna hate it.
Yeah, it's not a
It's
good time, guys.
it's no. So if you're considering it,
Um,
don't. Unless
and
you're
pray
like
for us.
pray, yeah, yeah. Keep us in your thoughts and prayers. Whoever you pray to, whatever your feelings are about everything, literally, please help us. I'm sending an SOS
Yeah.
on the behalf of both. But thank you so
Yeah.
much. This has been
Catch y'all next
fabulous.
week.
Yeah, catch you all next week. Wait, what episode is this? I don't remember.
I
22. But for
Heck if
context,
I
guys,
know.
we're we're deep into it, and we hope to see here. We hope you like it, and we'll see you next week.
Yes. Bye.
Bye.